This is what I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys are probably coming up against the same thing, is homeowners, or at least lots of people that own those lots, are wanting, if not exactly what certain houses are going for,
Yeah.
like 75% of that price, instead of like what it was like 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
So everyone's trying to like cash in different ways. So then it's just a negotiation. And then if it's too much or too difficult, then I'll just pass on it. I'm not committed to it. It would be nice if that works out,
Yeah.
but I've learned for life can be very, you have to work with what you got. And if it becomes too much, then I'll just pass.
So on the zoning, like you kind of already know, like your zoning attorney already told you that it will most likely pass for the
So
up zone.
the city planning commission is always who, like he had mentioned earlier about what was going on there along the coast. Is that Flagler County up there?
Volusia.
Volusia. So every municipality and county is going to have its own
Limits.
kind of
Yeah.
differences. And the planning commission there, I reached out to someone that worked there, and then he basically gave me outline of like
Excellent.
that procedure to follow. And that's when I knew this is very possible. In fact, I actually even had a dream fairly recently where I was talking kind of similar to this with a group of people and presenting like my proposal.
Excellent.
That's what you have to do anyways. That's the kind of hoop obstacle course jumping that you have to do. But I remember in the dream, I was talking with people and showing that. And then like there was kind of discussion going back and forth. And then I either said like, or someone told me that like it was possible. I just had to
Excellent.
continue.
Yeah.
So I remember right when I woke up from that, I thought, right, even if I don't make that mark, like the moon, I'm going to shoot for it because this seems like it's
Feasible.
yes possible. So
And did you underwrite for like your minimum of 16 and then?
that's how I presented it to Jerome, because I presented other stuff and I kind of knew those other things weren't good projects to go out, take on. But so with this one, when I did the numbers, I knew like, oh, this is going to be good. So I presented it just to make sure at least the very minimum 16 was good. And he put his approval on it.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's mostly because after refinancing, the money that I could take out and then use that, or the equity as well. So there's multiple things. I'll be able to take out an income from the leases for the year, and then the equity to leverage that for the next project.
And how much you think you'll be able to take out once you refinance?
About 350, 400.
Beautiful.
That's like a worst case scenario.
Excellent.
Too, which is if that's just with 16 units. So for example, I also doubled that for 30, and with that, it's like $1 million.
Excellent.
So yeah, like that's when I knew, like,
No
oh, this compared to all the other stuff that we were looking at, I was like, now this is the one that will be the best right now. Plus, for me, with this mass timber, even if I just get the frame, for example, and I don't use the entire thing in it, it would just be for me something not just new, but then I'll know what my like parameters are after doing that, and then I'll know like I can either do this for the next one or however going forward. So yeah, it's really just to get a real good understanding of not just that material. This is another thing. With that, for example, there's the softwares that exist. They're manufacturing softwares, like the 3D printing softwares. They use that now in these. So for this 26-story, 25-story structure in Milwaukee, they built that in 6 months.
Which is, wow.
That's right.
Heard of.
That's what regular, like, 2,500.
Exactly.
They assembled it because it's all
It's done in the
it's all
facility.
pre-planned. Everything from the piping for every nut and bolt is taken account, and it basically goes together like a Lego kind of structure. And that's the thing, like the pre-planning for, say, in the manufacturing of that, it's probably another whatever month, maybe 3 months. So the total for that 26 stories is, say, 8 months, 9 months. But think about that compared to like traditional concrete, and the way that is being built.
Yeah.
When I saw that too, aesthetically it's nice, and then it goes up in less time. I was like, oh, dude, like there,
Done deal.
yeah, you don't have to think kind of twice about that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Any questions? Anybody else? Excellent.
It was very detailed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you, so when does it start?
So I'm still doing. Actually, what I'm having a difficult time with is finding like engineering and architect companies, because I've reached out to like 5. Some
Are
of
you
them,
in Orlando, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
and they all haven't got. I've spoken with one actually that's in Arizona, Phoenix, I think. Only because the others weren't around in the area, they weren't returning my calls or reaching out. And I haven't worked with a firm yet, or an office that is kind of like that, almost like the GC or someone. I haven't created that team yet, since I haven't built yet. I haven't created that team. But just like anything, once you get started, you know who to avoid or who will work with you and just all that.
Absolutely.
I've learned that that's critical in life, is like, it's a strange thing because people come and go, not overnight, but life changes and people pass away or family members pass away. So the dynamics of a family changes, and that affects how things can change for you. So in a team, that's what you're after, is building a solid team. When you build a solid team, we humans, we can create and accomplish a lot of shit,
Yeah.
like in serious ways. And when that's not working well, it's kind of like almost a nightmare. So that's critical. And I haven't found that yet. So when I do, yeah. But I'm still in that starting process. I haven't found the office. I actually, since I have my experience with drafting and everything, I've looked into getting my own, like I can actually start the basics, the floor plans and everything, and then just basically go to an engineering company and say, look, based off of this floor plan and this idea, these are the even render it if I have to. So just to get everything started. Because I'm not extremely frustrated, but I'm getting to that point of frustration. Is like they're not coming back, and so it gets slightly frustrating.
Yeah.
Is it because they don't know how to do it? Or is it
No, I think it's just like anything. It's 24 hours in a day, and either they have all these other jobs going on, so they're too preoccupied, or it's just I've noticed too, it's like in life that you will connect with people, and it can just be kind of like whimsical, like flipping a coin, and for some reason, those 2 out of like say 1,000 people that you put in a room, 2 people or several will kind of connect and like mentally connect and just everything, and there are kind of unspoken reasons why. And then others, you think they're going to, and it just doesn't. So I think that's mostly why. It's like either I don't tell them about that mass timber, for example. I told the one company in Arizona, but others I haven't mentioned yet. It was just more to get that first dialogue started. And I sent emails, or I'll call their offices back. And either maybe because it was the end of the year too, and people were like not wanting to be kind of bothered by shop talk in any way. They were on vacation or whatever those reasons were. But it was that last month of December where I really was trying to find a lot of that, and nothing was materializing. And then this is probably different after the first of the year, because now people are, like, the holidays are over, and now people are ready to get back to work or however. So I can't say why, but I've had a hard time trying to find offices that like will just kind of like, all right, let's get together and see what can be done.
And I think I've seen some bills with you have other out-of-state companies come in and do some projects too.
Yeah, because a lot of the AutoCAD, for example, the Autodesk suite, they put the building code restriction or the minimums in it. So a lot of thing has that in it already. And a long time ago, when they first started out, like say 30 years ago, it didn't have like that. You had to create your own software and do that. But now it's a different ballpark. It's a strange thing, because I got into constructing a building, and then when I moved back to Southern California, and it was kind of scandalous, I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this all the time.
Yeah.
So I kind of stepped away from that. I worked in engineering offices, and I was still around about it, but I wasn't in the building, because that's one of the things that I don't know if you guys if you've seen it or you've suspected what the barrier of entry is kind of low for building. So because of
Except
that,
for the financing.
yes,
If you get over the
exactly.
financing hurdle, then you're good.
But it's kind of like mining for gold. And if we were prospecting out in the West or wherever there's gold, you're going to find some like wildcats. And they're like running gun types. And it's going to be cutthroat. And the same thing exists in this industry.
Yeah.
They're just not everyone. They're contractors or general contractors that, unless you know how to read people, it's hard to vet their ethics. And that's the struggle that you're going to
That's what comes from like getting a good referral and staying in
that connection, yeah.
Yeah.
So once you get that, then it becomes less stressful. Life still changes stuff over time, though.
Yeah.
Once you get a little comfortable, that's kind of a beauty of it, I guess. We still need to be stimulated and challenged, and if you're not being challenged, then you're kind of not growing. So life will do that eventually. I've noticed that it'll push us gently into that uncomfortable area.